Hey,
Hey,
okay, now I hear you perfect. Please tell me
good.
you hear me.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. There's not supposed to be any time limit to segments, but have you listened to any podcasts? Are you familiar with how usually the formats are?
I have not listened to a whole bunch. My partner listens to talk radio, NPR, all day in the car.
I was a huge
And
fan of NPR, and I still do listen to NPR at times. But before podcast was a thing, NPR, I used to love it. I mean, I that's why I've always had an interest in creating something myself, and now with the ability to do so, I would really like to give it a chance. And it would be great to monetize and get sponsored and all that, but to me, it's nothing that needs to be rushed. And right
right.
now, I'm just getting to know each other. And I left my notebook in my buddy's car earlier, but I was brainstorming and I wanted to go over some things with you. And I want you to tell me if you think that, in any way I'm taking it too far. You seem very liberal in your way of thinking. So, it doesn't seem like some topics would be off limit to you,
Mm.
and if they are, I want you to, of course, let me know. But I'm very open and I can discuss a lot of things. And the idea is for us to also take callers. I told you about a friend I have that all he does is he displays video games, and he actually reviews them, and he pulls in between 4 to 5 K a month just doing that. And it took him a little while to build up that platform or to be present. And he actually does it in a vlog kind of format, like a
Right.
video log. But he has that's his only topic, and he only has his demographic would be younger people, and there's
Right.
probably some older ones too. But I don't have much interest in video games, and uh, there's so much other areas I think out there that are not being explored, or that are yet not saturated. Obviously we can't get any big name appearances or guests, but we can get interesting people, and depending on the topic, they could contribute with material as well. But I like to keep it at a kind of a slow tempo so people can understand what we're talking about, but at the same time, be entertaining to people. And there's a lot of people that love to go keep listening to a podcast, and most people don't listen live anyway. Most people will listen to your recording, after the podcast, a week later in many cases, or the next day. That's the beauty about a podcast. You can turn it on anytime, turn it off, and I found, a few like Joe Rogan, and he's big out there, he's making millions off of his podcast. But, it's just what you put into it is what you get out of it. And, with my problem was just finding somebody intelligent enough to be able to have a broad, be able to, have a broad content of materials. And I'm losing my train of thought here, but a variety of issues, whether current events, to cannabis, sex, and music. You know what I mean? It
I
could
dig
it
it.
could each topic. The shows don't have to be the same. You don't have to stick to one format. You could actually whatever's on our mind, and that's where your creativity, and that's why I want you to feel totally, you know on the same level as me when it comes to which direction to take and what topic we should start off with. And all this now is being recorded, and you can listen back to what we talked about, and I can do the same thing, but nobody else can hear it. And this is not, a product that, would even be considered. But there are people out there. I matched up with people that are doing some dumb stuff. They're using it like a toy, and that's what I don't want to do. Yeah, I want to be the opposite of that. I want to wait till we have something of quality and then put it out there on a platform and see how many people actually, what their comments on it is, and also what kind of feedback we get, negative or positive, and then go from there. But I like that we're in the same time zone. I mean, it's awesome that you're in Florida. That was just luck. How did you find my group, or did my group on Facebook? How were you? How did you become a member?
Let's see. I was looking for something other than a veteran group, or something that was a little outside of the medical cannabis only groups. The medical cannabis only groups need to be kept legal, and I understand that. However, there are things, that people might want to post that aren't necessarily.
They were very judgmental, in my opinion. I'm a member still of Floridian for medical, whatever it is, and to me, people are being assholes and just being completely like acting like, because they're a moderator or they administrate, they try to be all bossy and tell them what you can do and what you cannot do. And to me, that's what my group is supposed to be the opposite of. And it always has been from day one. I value everybody's opinion. All I require is for them to be open-minded and 18 and older. And, we can't regulate that our listeners are 18 now on our podcast, but that's the audience we're going to try to target, because we want to be able to discuss things that are of adults content and nature. You get what I'm saying? Hello?
Hi. Now, are you using headphones or a Bluetooth of any sort?
No. Let me add some Bluetooth. Please don't say you dropped. You still there?
No, I'm here. There was a couple.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to invest in that because I think that's going to help a little bit. But that can't be the reason for us dropping. I don't know what is going on with that, but that's very annoying. I was just taking some you're telling me, but it throws us off subject every time that happens.
Right.
It would almost be better to talk over the fucking Facebook Messenger if this is going to keep happening. But, I wanted to see how, so we could listen back to the recordings a little bit and just see. You seem like a very good listener. I've been told I'm a very good listener, but when I first talk to somebody, I can come across as a little bit too talkative, and I apologize about that.
No worries.
Okay, well, I don't want to, show no disrespect by doing that. I do have a very outgoing personality, and I get along with almost everybody, but I can't stand, the alpha males, not alpha males. I mean, like guys that are, their women should be in their place. And, like I said, I get along really well, and I wanted, a co-host to be a female because it would reach a broader audience. But at the same time, I didn't want to have this kind of locker room, talk with another guy. That's not what I want this show to be about.
Understand.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I get pretty chatty once I'm comfortable, and I am good at, not speaking. I'm pretty good at not speaking over people and just waiting. I'm learning to be more aware of it.
Right. Well, I'm so glad that you're aware of it, because I'm aware of it, but I still fuck up sometimes, but I'm aware of it. Some people just they can't keep themselves from even listening to the other person. And that's where it's very important that we do listen to each other. And so far, I think you're doing fucking fantastic.
Outstanding. I was taught when I was younger that there are a couple different types of people in a conversation. At times, there's people that want to contribute to a conversation, and then there's others that wait for an opening in the conversation so that they can interject something about themselves. All they're interested in is what they have to say. No way.
Exactly.
Drop. Okay, then I'm glad it dropped again.
Yeah. Oh God, no! Let's hope it doesn't. I don't understand because I just checked my speed again. I got a great connection here. I'm using Spectrum Wi-Fi that I'm on right now, and I got a great uploading and downloading connection. So it can't be that. If anything, it's something with the app, and then I'll have to try to get in touch with developers of this app. But I know there's a lot of people using it. I'm going to look for other platforms if this keeps on happening. But I do like this one because it's free, and the way you can publish it is you can publish it to all different, to iTunes. You can publish it to. I use a app.
Yeah, if you're there, it went silent for a second.
Can you hear me? All right. I don't know why. It's like acting like we're recording, but it's playing this background. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. It just now reconnected. Are you there?
Okay, yeah, that's so weird because it was showing me as it was recording. I'm at 25 seconds right now, and it was still playing that background music, the elevator music.
Okay, and I'm at 13 seconds in, but this one has an echo. Do you want to reconnect?
Okay. Yes, I don't know why that echo. Let's do that. Let me finish it and connect again. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Bye.